Mr. Chair, definitely we do not consider them as enemies.
Do not consider them as enemies. Kasi patay sila ng mga taong gobyerno, ng mga mayors,
They are engaged in rebellion, Mr. Chair. They are conducting or committing an illegal act. But we do not judge them to be enemies.
Tila totoo nga ang lumang kasabihang ang isda ay nahuhuli sa sarili nitong bunganga. Dahil ngayong araw lang sa Senate hearing patungkol sa red tagging ay itinanggi ni Bayan Muna Representative Carlos Zarate at dating Bayan Muna Representative na kamakailan lang ay nagsuot ng red lipstick na si TEDDY CASIño na Kondenahin ang Cpp-Npa-Ndf at hindi rin nila umano itinuturing ang mga ito na kaaway. Mapapansin ding tila gino-justify pa ni Zarate at CASIño ang nasabing mga rebelde. Matatanda ang isiniwalat kamakailan lang ng dating kadre na si Ka Eric na bilang isang miyembro umano ng Cpp-Npa-Ndf ay hindi umano maaaring kondenahin ng sino mang miyembro ang organisasyon dahil maaari umanong mapatawan ng disciplinary action at maaari pa umanong maging kapalit ng buhay ng nagkondinang kamiyembro dahil itinuturing umanong mortal na kasalanan ng mga miyembro ang pagkondena sa organisasyon.
Before I recognize Secretary Esperon, nabanggit ko kanina si Nadia Corpus tsaka si Tagamulila, Lieutenant Tagamulila. Yun talaga masasabi namin, kami as mayors, personal decision nila yun. Sarili nila. Pero kami, nung nag-defect sila, we consider them as enemies, Cavaliers but enemies because they became enemies of the state. Ang tanong ko is, yung mga na-recruit yung mga members ng Bakabayan, Anak Bayan, and so forth and so on, kinusuitan nyo ba sila na? Kasi gobyerno na rin kayo eh. Nakita nyo connection? Pareho tayong gobyerno because you became elected officials of the House of Representatives of Congress. So pareho yung situation natin. Are you ready to disown or denounce them having joined the NPA na lumalaban sa gobyerno? Armed struggle ito hindi ito yung laban sa kalye na nakipaglaban-laban sa mga issues. Ito, bakbakan ito, pumapatay ng mga sundalo, nag-extort ng pera sa mga may mga negosyo sa mga kanayunan. Pareho tayo, we're on the same boat practically. But what I'm trying to say is, kami, immediately when they defected, we consider them as enemies because they became enemies of the state. Now I'd like to ask you point blank, are you in the same, do you share the same sentiment regarding your members or former members who, sabi nga nila, sumampa do sa NPA para makipaglaban na gamit ang armas? Please.
Mr. Chair, definitely we do not consider them as enemies.
Do not consider them as enemies. Kasi patay sila ng mga taong gobyerno, ng mga mayors,
They are engaged in rebellion, Mr. Chair. They are conducting or committing an illegal act. But we do not judge them to be enemies. Ang tingin namin, ginawa nila yon because hindi sila nasasabatan.
I'm sorry to say this, but I cannot reconcile. Anyway, I will not recognize Secretary Esperon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Patungkol po naman doon sa PMA na may na-recruit doon o nag-defect, hindi naman mangyayari yun kung hindi nasusugan ng pagre-recruita. Dahil doon sa naging asawa din ni Lieutenant Corpus ay napapasama din sa mga aktivista. Kaya hindi nangyari lang yun na sa sarili niya, mag-join na ako, mag-defect ako. May recruitment na nangyari. Ngunit pagkatapos nun, ay wala nang sumunod. Kung may sumunod man, ay ali pa rin papatikusin. And we consider them as enemies of the Republic. Itong mga witness na naipresenta po namin, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President, ay makikita naman natin na galing sa hanay ng NPA na nagsimula sa kabataan, LFS, etc. Ngayon, parang sinasabi ni Mr. CASIño, Congressman CASIño dati, na sarili na lang decision yun. Mangyayari ba yan kung walang nagre-recruit? Mangyayari ba yan kung walang nagsimulang napasabi sila sa organisasyon? Kaya ang tingin ko, yung kanilang pag-deny na sinasabi nilang that's their personal decision, that is simply an alibi and denying responsibility for all of this. Why are you so insistent on radicalizing the youth, and then when you see that they could be recruited, you recruit them? At ngayon, doon sa mga rally-rally ninyo, ipagmamalaki pa na yung alumnus ninyo ay naging NPA. Saan ang responsibility nyo? Part kayo ng gobyerno. O
Exactly what
antay lang kayo sa
saying.
kasi nagmamasquerade kayo na
Secretary John, exactly what I was saying kanina. Tayo kami, sumusweldo tayo sa gobyerno, sila sumusweldo sa gobyerno. And then, eto yung mga miyembro nila na sumampa sa NPA, na lumalabas sa gobyerno o sa Estado. Kasi arm na ito eh. I'm not talking of street parliamentarians or yung mga protest rallies na sinasalihan. Iba na ito kasi laban ng giyera na ito at nagpapatayan na. And that's why I was surprised doon sa sagot ni dating Congressman na Teddy Casino na hindi nila pwedeng i-denounce. Kaya sabi ko, hindi ko kaya ma-reconcile. Yes, Yusek Lorraine.
Kayo ba, Mr. Chairman? Ask you a question, Mr. Chairman. Do you denounce the atrocities, the inhumanities done on the Filipino people by the Cpp-Npa-Ndf? Do you, Mr. Chairman? Do you condemn?
Sorry?
Do you condemn the atrocities that have been done against the Filipino people?
Of course.
Yeah.
NPAs who are killing civilians, who are
Yeah.
killing policemen,
And yet-
who are killing military officers, who are
Yes.
killing former members who
Yes.
wanted to go back to the mainstream. Of course, I denounce them.
The grief and destruction that was caused us, brought to the people by the CPP, and yet we have the Makabayan Bloc who refuse to do this. No? And this is something that I don't think we should gloss or just shrug away. Seryoso po ito, hindi po pwedeng maliitin. Lang mga kongresista mismo ayaw nilang kondenahin ang dapat kondenahin ng kahit na sinong Pilipino, lalo't lalo na inihalal ng ating ng mga taong bayan. Hindi po pwedeng maliitin yun.
I was not part of government. Then I'm free not to denounce them. Pwedeng may simpatya ako sa cause, but I'm with government. So, Mr. Chairman, Noel, may I just recognize you si Noel muna. Then after Noel.
Konting review lang po sa history ni Victor Corpus at saka ni Lieutenant Taga-Manila po sa process ng recruitment. Siguro alam nila ni Teddy Casino to. Before naging NPA si Victor Corpus at saka si Lieutenant Taga-Manila, they were recruited as member of KM. And noong mga panahon na yun, wala pang martial law. KM was a legal organization. When Joma rendered a speech inside the PMA na may titulo The Mercenary Tradition of the Armed Forces of the Philippines, that's the time when Lieutenant Victor Corpus and Lieutenant Tagamila was recruited as member of KM. Remember, legal pa yung KM noong panahon na yan because KM was declared underground and illegal during the implementation of martial law by President Marcos. So kaya din namin, dinami din namin, naging LFS kami, then later on, na-recruit kami ng EM, na-recruit kami standard member of the party, then later on, naging full member of the party. Unang punto, pangalawa po, yung sinasabi kanina ni Teddy Casino, dahil yung sinabi ko na, those are storylines. Yung ganun pong defense na sinasabi na personal option namin na maging NPA. But remember, Mr. Teddy Casino, ang LFS, Bayan Muna, CGP, NUSP at lahat ng mga legal organizations ay may parehong kurikulum na pinag-aaralan. PADEPA. Ano yung laman ng PADEPA? Yung unang kurso doon, maikling kurso hinggil sa lipunan at revolusyon Pilipino. Pinag-uusapan doon ang armadang pakikibaka. Ang ibig kong sabihin, these legal organizations are laying the ground for recruitment sa NPA. Yan yung nangyayari, kaya hindi pwedeng sabihin natin na personal option lang. Itong mga legal organization na to, yun yung naglilay ng ground. Nagsiset na ang kondisyon para itong mga tao na to ay mag-operator na maging NPA. Kaya hindi pwedeng sabihin na walang responsibility. At gaya ng sinasabi namin kanina, batay sa ibinasa na natin mga provisions ng mga official na dokumento ng partido, nasa part WC yan, yung party constitution, malinaw dyan. Sa loob ng mga legal organizations na to, nandyan yung party group na siya yung nagpo-provide ng political leadership over dito sa mga legal organizations na to. At sila yung nag-a-adjudicate ng mga membro na to. Kaya, ang nangyayari, recruitment muna sa legal, then later, marirecruit doon sa underground mass organization, then later, pag nag-develop sila, ayun.
Yeah, okay. Let me recognize Congressman Teddy Casiño.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
And after that, Congressman Zarate.
Just on those points, Mr. Chair. First, just like we do not consider the members of the MILF or the MNLF as enemies, we also do not consider the members of the Cpp-Npa-Ndf as enemies. They are revolutionary groups. We may not agree with their program. We may not agree with the way that they are pushing for their agenda. But ang attitude ho namin sa kanila, i-engage because we recognize that these revolutionary organizations, their struggles are rooted in very legitimate and historical grievances of our people. And para sa akin ho, to simply denounce them as enemies, it closes the door for a healthier engagement. Lalo na ho kami, we are engaged in the many issues that they are also pushing for, land reform, land leases, etc. So nasa ganong situation kami. In any case, Mr. Chair, that is our position, that we do not consider them as enemies. We consider them as fellow Filipinos na dapat kausapin. At kung pwede magkaroon ng political settlement, that is good. And if that is what we believe in, then that should be respected. Now, on the issue of recruitment, I reiterate, Mr. Chair, yung pagmumundok personal na decision yan. Of course, the LFS or anak bayan, part ho ng task talaga nila is to raise the political consciousness of their constituents. Ayun ang trabaho ng aktivista eh. Talagang palawakin ang kaalaman, mulatin. And part of the reality, no? Bahagi ho ng realidad sa ating bansa, may armadong labanan eh. And it is important for an activist to understand. Bakit nga ba nagre-rebelde kung mga ito?
It's 1 minute before 3. And
Alright,
I don't
Mr. Chair.
have yet the permission of the Senate President to extend to probably another 30 minutes. So, Mr. Senate President?
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I doubt if we can because yes, we will be convening past 3 already at the rate that we're going. But perhaps you can you could just recognize Congressman Zarate if he wants to speak, or otherwise Nika, and then we will have to postpone for another week, Mr. President, so that we can get the reactions of both, because we are still going to disinfect. We will have to rearrange the what they call this plenary hall, and then we will have to disinfect, and that means I don't think we will be able to convene by 4 o'clock if we don't stop right away. So perhaps, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
you can limit it to 1 or 2 more.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Senate
And
President.
resume the week after.
Thank you, Mr. Senate President. So, on that note, Congressman Caloy is recognized. After him, DG Monteagudo and Congresswoman
Mr. Chair,
Elago.
I'd also like to
Okay,
give a brief
in that order.
Okay.
Hindi na matatapos. So, Congressman Caloy.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. Short lang, dagdag, no? May personal belief, Mr. Chair, no? Yung mga taong nag-exercise, ang option nila ay mag-armas, no? Mahirap po na i-condemn sila outright, no? Dahil naniniwala ako, may personal belief, na mayroong mga social kadahilanan nito, historical in fact. Ang ating kasaysayan ay very rich of this kind of history, no? Panahon pa ng mga Bonifacio noon at hanggang ngayon. Nabanggit ni Congressman Teddy yung sabi ng MNLF, MILF, no? Outright condemning them because they took an option to exercise the right, no? Na labanan yung tingin nila ay masama sa ating lipunan. Magre-resulta lang ito, Mr. Chair, sa tingin ko ng outright denial din na merong mga roots ang armed conflict sa ating bansa, no? condemning them will only shut the doors for potential political settlement na tinutulak din ang kinatawang ito na magbalik ang usapang pangkapayapaan dahil kinondena na natin sila. No? Na sila ay terorista, sila ay masama, therefore hindi sila dapat kausapin. Kaya na nabanggit ni Congressman Teddy, ang personal belief ko, kailangan nang i-engage natin sila para masolusyonan na natin itong mahigit 5 dekada na ang nangyari sa ating bayan. So yun po ang aking personal na paniniwala dyan, Mr. Chair, no? Na mas mainam tingnan natin kung ano ba ang naging ugat. Bakit may mga kabataan na nagsimula silang maging aktivista, eventually they took an option to take up arms. Just like what happened in our history, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. General Montaguda. And then after the NICA Director General, Congressman.
Thank you, sir. May I proceed, sir? May I proceed, sir? We'd like to remind the audience that the Cpp-Npa is a terrorist organization. It is not just a group that is rebelling against the government, but it is declared a terrorist organization, not only by the Philippines, but also by other countries. And the second thing is, by not denouncing this terrorist organization, you are tolerating the terrorist organization. Second is, by not denouncing this terrorist organization, you are allowing the terrorist organization to recruit more of our children. Now, if our gentlemen who support this terrorist organization truly believe in the cause of this NPA, why do you have to recruit? Why do you allow the recruitment of children of other parents? If the cause of this NPA is so noble, why don't you send your own children to support this organization? That is the problem. We believe and we just look away when this terrorist organization victimize our children. The bottom line, Mr. Chairman, is that this is a matter of our children, protecting the future of our children, the hope of our fatherland. This organization is radicalizing the children. There is a saying, all decisions are based on information. These organizations, these front organizations, are feeding radical ideas to the children so that they will go to the extremist idea of joining the armed revolution. Kaya tayo nagsasalita against this organization, exposing the Cpp-Npa, because we want the children to know the truth. But these other organizations are repressing us, preventing us from telling the truth, and they're telling their lies. Karapatan po ng kabataan malaman ng katotohanan para sa kanilang proteksyon. Sana po ay ipaalam natin sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan ang katotohanan para sa proteksyon ng ating kabataan. Maraming salamat po.
Kayo mga kachika, ano ang reaksyon nyo kung bakit kaya hindi nila magawang kondenahin ang mga CPP, NPA at NDF? Comment nyo lamang po sa ating comment section. At please, wag po sana nating kalimutan mag-like at mag-subscribe. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood.